Hi everybody, so this is Kisin and welcome to my real first video of mastering your track. So today is an introduction to equalization your track, and there will be in the future a B-side of this video, which will be the example. So what are we going to talk about today is simply different spots of frequencies that you must know. These are really basic, but boosting or decreasing frequencies at those spots can really help increasing the quality of your track. And then we will talk about dynamic range with frequencies, which is a really important topic, I think. So let's start immediately with the two first spots, which are the low and the high shelf, because these are the main spot frequencies that you will use for different reasons that I'm going to detail later. So when you want to make your track sound louder, there's with some preamp or amps a knob called the loudness knob, and when you click on that knob, usually the tracks that comes out from the HP later seems louder, is louder in fact. And how do they achieve this? Simply by turning on the low and the high shelf and to increase this of 3 dB more or less. But there's a difference between loud and warm and full track and a loud but cold and crisp track. So the main difference is something that is cold and crisp is annoying. It will exhaust your ear. So you must be careful with this knob. The high frequencies that you can boost or decrease with the high shelf knob will give your sound something brighter. It will seem louder and it will add some clarity to your track. But as I said, be careful with the coldness of your track, because if you boost too much the high frequencies, you will have something really sharp, really crisp and really annoying, and sometimes it will hurt your ear. On the other hand, you have the low shelf, which increase or decrease the low frequencies, and increasing the low frequencies will give to your song something warmer, something fuller and louder. But if you increase too much your low frequencies, you will have too much muddiness or too much bassy sounds that will clearly hurt your ear, and when played on a club speaker, it can really destroy them if exaggerated. So you must really be careful with those two spots, but they are really useful. So when mastering a track, you have to find the good combination of the two spots, and usually, except if you have a bassy mix, you will more increase the low frequencies than the high frequencies. Usually what I do is I increase of 3 dB the low frequencies, when I increase of 2 dBs more or less the high frequencies, but we will talk about it later in the example video. So the next spot is the presence spot, and this is funny because it's the spot of frequencies that is used with metal vocals to give them more presence, aggressive, and it is usually around the 3 to 5 kHz frequencies. So when you boost that spot, you will have a more aggressive sound. It will be more present, and in the other hand, if you reduce that spot, you will have a softer sound. So you can clearly, with your track, depending on what style of music you're making, you can clearly play on that spot. The other spot is the brightness spot, which is at more or less 8 kHz. So by increasing that spot, you will give to your sound something brighter with more detail. You must really be careful with that spot. I think it's the most difficult spot to play around with, because 8 kHz frequencies is also the spot of the S's in the vocals, the S's, the P's, the F's, and it's also usually the spot of frequencies where you will have sharp frequencies with your sing. So by boosting this spot, be careful to not overboost it, so you do not have sharp frequencies coming back to your track. But it can be really useful if you think that your track needs more brightness. Last two spots we are going to talk about are the clarity and the punch spots. These spots are linked together because if you have too much clarity, your track will sound too thin. But if you have too much punch, you will have a sound that sounds too muddy. So again, you must find, like with the low and the high shelf, you must find the perfect combination of the two. So the punch frequencies are usually from 400 Hz to 700 Hz, and clearly it gives more power and punch to your track, more impact to it. But if exaggerated, you can add muddiness to your track. While the clarity spot is more or less from 1 kHz to 2.5 kHz, and it will really give more definition to your sound and more clarity. Yes, that's the word. But you must really be careful again with this spot, because it's also the one of the spots that is really used with vocals and synth. Maybe if you're making electronic music, maybe when you will have drops, you will with lots of bass, you will say I need more clarity there, but you really need to check if this works also with your synth. So let's give you a little tip about equalization your track. Never boost or decrease of more than 2 dBs, except for the high and the low shelf. If you must increase or decrease more than 2 dBs, then your mix needs some work. Okay, so what's next in this video? So let's talk about dynamic range with frequencies, because apparently there's a scale which is the phone scale. More or less, to summarize it, it's the scale of dynamic range. Do not hit me in the face for this, it's more or less. Okay. If you want more information about this, please go Google it, because since English is not my mother language, it's really difficult to explain. But more or less what scientists have done is they took the 1 kHz frequencies as the reference, and they compared the increment in level in dB to the difference of perception we have. They done this after for the whole spectrum. What we have noticed is 1 dB is not always equal to 1 phone, depending on the frequencies. What is interesting for us with that scale is that basses have less dynamic range, in fact, than high frequencies. This explains why, when mixing or mastering your track, you can compress more the bass frequencies than the high frequencies. But what is really interesting for us in this video is that there's a spot of frequencies that has more or less no dynamic range. So, and this is the 200 Hz spot. And this is the frequencies that you can really increase or decrease it of a few dB. You won't notice it when with the 1 kHz frequencies. You will. When mastering, which is what is interesting, is to decrease a little bit, more or less 5 dB, that spot with a high Q, so more or less 7 with rhythm, and you won't notice it at all. But what it will give you is more space after to boost the volume of your track. So that's more or less it for dynamic range with frequencies. If you really want more information, please Google it. I will put in the description a link to the graphic. So this graphic is really useful, so please use it. So, well, that's it for this A-side video. So I will find you later with the B-side video. So this is an example. I will more or less equalize a track. I hope I will do well in front of you. So if you liked it, please like and share and subscribe to my channel. You can always find my music through the SoundCloud link below. You can always join us on Facebook, also link in the description. And with this said, have a nice day everyone, see you soon, bye bye.